Hello everyone, my name is Luthfiyyana Syifa with student ID 24220009 and my friends are...
My name is Sonya Melinda Putri and my ID is 24220035.
My name is Silfani Salamah. My ID is 24220003 and 6.
Hello everyone, my name is Kasvi Kayla. My ID is 240048.
English has 4 key skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But have you ever wondered which one really matters the most? Some people say speaking is the most useful. Others believe reading builds your knowledge. So, what's the real deal? Today, we're going to break down each skill, what makes it powerful, and where its weakness lies. So, what do you think, guys? Which one do you believe is the most important skill to master in English? Let's find out together.
So, for me, the most important aspects in learning English is reading. Why? Because reading is more than just recognizing words on a page. It is one of the most effective ways to improve our overall English skills, like including vocabulary, grammar, writing, speaking, and even our confidence. Let's start with vocabulary. When we read English text, such as short stories, novels, articles, or even just a short dialogues, we are exposed to a wide range of words. Some of these words may be new, while others may be familiar. When we see how words are used in different situations, we begin to understand their meanings more clearly. This helps us to remember vocabulary more easily and use it more naturally when we speak or write. Next is grammar. Many students find English grammar difficult when they try to learn it from textbooks or rules. But reading shows us how grammar works in real life. For example, when we read a sentence like, "She has been studying all night," we can see how the present perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action that started in the past and is still happening. By seeing grammar in context, we understand it better and can use it more correctly in our own communications. Reading also helps improve our writing skills. When we read well-written text, we learn how to organize ideas clearly, how to use transitions between paragraphs, and how to express opinions or arguments in a logical way. For instance, if you often read opinion article or essays, you will notice how the writer introduces the topic, give a reason or examples, and then concludes with a strong final statement. These techniques can help us write better ourselves. In addition, reading improves our speaking ability. When we read dialogues or stories, we learn how native speakers express themselves, how they ask questions, give a response, or express emotions. This can help us sound more fluent and confident when we speak in English. And the last is the benefit of reading is confidence. Yes, reading allows us to learn English at our own pace. We can choose books or texts that match our level, and we can stop and check the meaning of words when we need to. This makes us feel more comfortable and less afraid of making mistakes. The more we read, the more confident we become in using English in different situations. For conclusion, reading is a key part of learning English because it supports every other language skill. like vocabulary, grammar, writing, speaking, and confidence. So if we want to become better English learners, we should make reading as a part of our study habit.
Honestly, I don't think what Sonya said is true. I know reading is important, but I wouldn't say it's the most important skill. If we are really talking about what matters most in real life, listening is matter more every single time. Think about it. You can read 100 books about communication or anything, but if you cannot listen for the people around you, what's the point? Here's why listening more than important than reading. You start speaking by listening first, didn't you? Before you could read, you learn by listening. And listening is the foundation of real communication. It's not just passive activities, it's activities international and full of meaning. And you know what? The simple act it's building trust, so empathy and strength of relationship more than any well-written message ever could. When you listen to someone, you are giving them a space. You're saying what's your feeling, what you're saying. It's matter to me. Listening help us to avoid misunderstanding. It keeps conversation from turning into conflict. It teaches us patience, understanding, and humility. Because sometimes the best thing you can do is just quiet and let someone talk. People don't always want to devise. They don't always want to answer. Sometimes they just want someone to really hear them. And when you're the person, you become someone they can rely on. Plus, listening makes you smarter socially and emotionally. You pick up on tone, emotion, body language. You start to understand not just what people say, but what they mean. And that's a skill no textbook can teach. Even in language learning, especially English, listening is everything. It's help you absorb pronunciation, rhythm, and real life vocabulary. You understand how people actually speak, not just by their read. And that's what makes your speaking natural and confident. In school, in friendship, in leadership, in love, listening gives you an edge. Reading help you gain knowledge, but listening it help you use it with care.
While listening is an essential part of learning English, it has some clear weaknesses. First, listening is a passive activity. Learners receive information but don't actively produce language, which limits practice. Second, understanding spoken English depends a lot on the speaker's accent, speed, and clarity. This can confuse learners and reduce their confidence. Third, listening doesn't offer immediate feedback, so it's hard to know what you misunderstood. And lastly, listening alone doesn't improve speaking or writing skills. You may understand English, but still struggle to respond. That's why listening, while it's important, but should be supported with more active skills like speaking and writing. When we talk about learning English, most people immediately think of listening, reading, or speaking. Yes, they are important, but writing plays a huge role too. In fact, writing is a foundation for improving all the other language skills like reading, listening, and even speaking. So why is reading so important? First, writing helps us organize our thoughts. When you write something, you have to think carefully about how to express your ideas clearly. This improves your grammar, your sentence structure, and your ability to use vocabulary correctly. It's like training your brain to think in English. Second, writing helps us remember better. Studies show that when we write something down, we are more likely to remember it. So, when you write in English, whether it's a diary entry, short story, or an essay, you're actually helping yourself remember new words and grammar more effectively than just reading or listening. Third, writing allows us to practice and reflect. Unlike speaking, where mistakes disappear quickly, writing gives you the chance to review what you've done, make correction, and learn from your errors. You can see your own progress over time, which is very motivating. Fourth, good writing is essential for academic and professional success. In school, we write essays, reports, and tests. In the workplace, we need to write emails, proposals, and messages. Being able to write clearly in English can make a big difference in your education and your career. And lastly, writing helps you build confidence. The more you write, the more comfortable you become using English. You start to take more risks with language, and that leads to faster improvement. So, writing is not just something we do in exam or assignments. It's a powerful tool that helps us think, learn, and grow in our English skills. If you make writing a regular habit, even just 10 minutes a day, you will see a big improvement in your English over time.
I think Silfani is right. Reading is a great way to organize ideas and improve grammar, but it also has some clear disadvantages. One of the main problems is that it takes time. When we write, we have to think carefully about the structure, vocabulary, and grammar. This process can be slow and not suitable when we need to respond quickly, like in a conversation or an urgent situation. Reading is not practical for real-time communication. Another weakness of reading is that it lacks emotional expression. Readers can't hear or tone or see or facial expressions, so it's easy for messages to be misunderstood, even if we try to explain our thoughts clearly. People might still interpret our words differently. This makes reading less effective when we want to express feelings, give quick opinions, or build a personal connection with others. Speaking, on the other hand, is much more dynamic and flexible. When we speak, we can express our feelings directly using our tone, facial expressions, and body language. This helps the listener understand us better, even when the message is emotional or complicated. Unlike reading, speaking gives instant feedback. We can immediately see how others react and respond right away. That makes it more effective for building connection and avoiding miscommunication. Also, in daily life and professional settings, speaking is used more often than reading. Whether we're giving a presentation, joining a discussion, or simply talking to someone in English, our speaking skill is what really shows us fluency and confidence. It helps us build relationships, share ideas clearly, and make a strong impression. That's why I believe speaking is more essential skill to develop if we want to succeed in real-world communication.
I totally agree that speaking is also important in learning English. It helps us build our confidence and communicate our ideas clearly. In my opinion, the more we practice speaking, even with simple conversation or daily conversations, the better our fluency becomes over time. Okay, I know we all have different opinions about what is the most important aspect in learning English. So thank you very much guys for your opinions. I really appreciate that. And from here, we all know that all aspects of English are really important and complement each other. So guys, thank you for today's discussion. I hope our discussion becomes a new lesson for us. Bye bye.